Hi guys, I wanted to do question 3 with you on the yellow sheet of the test review. For one, because there is a mistake. This 25%, you can mark that off. It should just be 25. Okay? So it says which one is not supported by the graph. So I have a graph up here of preferred 7th grade classes. So question A says over half of the students prefer history, science, or athletics. So if I come up here, history is 5%, science is 15%, and athletics is 30%. Well, when I add that, I get exactly 50%. But A says over half. Well, I know that half is 50%, but this is not over half, so that one's going to be wrong. Okay, let's look. B, 2/5 of the student population chose math or reading. So if I think about math, it's 20%, reading is 20%, so 20 plus 20, that equals 40%, and hopefully you know your benchmarks. If you don't know them, you need to remind yourself that 40% means out of 100, and I simplify. They end in zeros, so I can mark those guys off, and now I have 4/10, which are even numbers. I can divide by 2, and I get 2/5, which is correct. I don't want it to be correct. I want it to be wrong. Okay? About 37 students prefer fine arts or history. So if I come up here and I look at fine arts, I'm going to write up here because I have a lot more room. Oops, I did not mean to write F, because that looks like farts. Sorry. Fine arts. And fine arts is 10%. History is going to be 5%, so that equals 15%. But I don't want to know percent. I want to know the actual number of people. So I know that percent is always out of 100. And then if I come back up here, it says there are 250 students. So I know that 250 is my total, so I'm putting it on the bottom. And this is going to be my variable, my unknown, x. Okay? I know that I can simplify 15 and 100 because they're both divisible by 5. So this becomes 3, this becomes 20. I can't simplify this anymore. I can't get from 20 to 250 evenly, so now I'm going to do cross products. So right here I have 20x equals 250 times 3. And yeah, I ran out of room, sorry. So 250 times 3 is 0, 750. So now I really have 20x equals 750. I'm trying to isolate my variable, so I'm going to divide both sides by 20. I can mark off those zeros, and now I really have 75 divided by 2. Well, I don't know my 2's all the way up to 75, so I'm going to do some division. Okay, and I get 37 and a half, and it says about 37. So 37 and a half is pretty close, so I'm going to say yes. And now it says 25 more students selected math or reading than athletics. So if I come up here, math and reading is 40%. Athletics is 30%. If I subtract that, I get 10%. And you might say, but I don't care about the percent. Well, you don't. But I know that percent is always out of what? 100. Good. Hopefully you said it with me. And I know that a total of 250 students were surveyed. And I have my variable. So now, mark off these zeros to simplify. And then 10 times 25 gives me 250. So up top, times 25, so x equals 25. So that one is correct. So my answer is A. Again, take your time. Make sure you know if the question is asking for percent or an actual number. And remember, percent's out of 100. You're going to do awesome.